Well, thanks for joining me again. And I thought today I'm just going to make one up again. I'm thinking like a sort of mountain island scene, right at the top of Scotland somewhere. So this is just clear water going onto the paper, and then I'm just going to take a bit of raw sienna and just whack it in. No messing about. I'm just going to bit of glittering crimson, bit of raw sienna, bit more glittering. Just work that way down to the bottom. I'm going to take a bit of ultramarine. Let's say Payne's Grey, ultramarine, maybe a touch of light red as well. Let's just see what that looks like. More red down there. A bit more blue. Glycerin, Payne's Grey. And I'm just brushing it in from the side, creating this nice sort of light effect straight down the middle. I'm wondering whether to do 2 layers this time. See if I can really get some sort of depth into it. Let's just see what it looks like with a few little clouds bashed about here and there. I'm not too worried because I'm just going to dry this and I'm going to re-wet it again. I think just to see what happens. So I think let's just put a few little clouds. Something like that. I'm going to dry it. Pull it flat, so it's flat against the plywood again, and then I'm going to re-wet it. Now I've dried it. I'm looking at it's damp here and there, but I'm going to worry about it. I'm going to clean the brush, and the reason I'm doing this is to create more sort of depth and texture. So clean water, just re-wetting it down. Now because I've dried it, in theory, if it was proper quality paper and real artist quality paints and all that, it'd stay there. In fact, in saying that, it is the fact that it's running. I think it just adds a bit more to it, really. Maybe I don't want it to stay there quite as much as I thought I did. I'm going to start with the light colours, and then switch to the light red, ultramarine. Not quite sure what's left of the underpainting, but and I'm just trying to create some sort of drama. The more dramatic, the better. Just something really sort of atmospheric. I'm sort of whizzing through all the palette, just experimenting really, just see what it looks like. Let's just pop a few little clouds in. I'm going to switch to my dirty piece of tissue. The other one was taking too much paint off. I don't like it. This is a bit more subtle. Remember, don't take off everything you've just done. It'll only leave disappointments. And then I'm gonna bit of blue, bit of Payne's grey, a bit darker down here. Bit of red just to flavour it. All up there. And then what I'm thinking now, I'm thinking where are the mountains going to start? Where shall I start? Scraping. Shall I scrape them out or shall I whack them in with a brush? See what it looks like. The most distant ones, let's just say it's, see what it looks like. What's that look like? No, I don't like it. Okay, straight over there. Let's try again. Let's put them in. Sort of testing it out with a you can always just paint over what you don't like. I'm just going to pull this. Oh, it's that wet, it's sticking to the board without even having to use clips. You can tell how much water I've used on this. It's very, very wet. But not too wet, so as all the paint's dripping down the paper, because this board's nearly 90 degrees. If it was too wet, it'd just all be gushing down into this little reservoir thing at the bottom. But I just don't like that. I'm just going to look at it like that. I just want it a bit more subtle. Any better? Right, let's I'm just going to clean the brush. Take the excess off on this tea towel. I'm just going to go straight into raw sienna. Just try and something a little bit different going down there. And I'm just pushing up into the colour that's already there. That's water's dripping down there, so I'm just going to take that out with a tissue. And it's just going to look like a bit of low-lying cloud. A bit more up there. Let's go with a bit of raw sienna. I've got a bit of burnt umber on there. I'm thinking like a river flowing through here somewhere. No, I don't like that. Let's come down there like that. And then a few more little rocks here. Right, now over to the other side. So if that comes down, I'm just going to leave that light area just as a to create a gap between this layer and that layer further forward. I don't want this one level with that, so I'm just going to come down a little bit further, just so that it's not sort of opposite there. Just looks better. So let's pop that in there like that. Trying to keep this sort, because I know I've done quite a lot of scraping. If you do too much, it just looks a bit rubbish. So coming down into the foreground now. So let's try and define where this river bank's going to be. I'm just going to switch the little brush. I'm just going to go with just a very weak wash. And I'm just going to paint over some of these. I'm just with a sort of grey mix, just to try and not make it as if I've just scraped too much out. A little bit there, a little bit there. Right, I'm just trying to work out now where this bank's going, so come down there, so it's sort of going around there like that. Bit of Payne's grey, ultramarine. A few little rocks here and there. Bank over there. Come out a little bit darker than I was hoping for. I think what I'm going to do, if I have a little man on there fishing, just to give it a focal point. But first, because it's still quite wet, I just need to dry it first. I'm just going to switch to the little brush. Now it's going to be silhouetted against that light, so a bit of burnt umber, a bit of ultramarine, dark, just a dark colour, and then I'm going to just right of centre. I don't want him slap bang in the middle, and then starting with his shoulders and then coming down, then into his legs. Pop a little lead on. And I'm just going to, there's his rod. there. Put it on the other side. Little bird. And then, last but not least, down in this corner. Let's get that bit flat. It's that dark. I'm gonna scrape my name in with the card. I'm gonna call that one finished. So let's see what it looks like with the mounts on. So here's the painting with the mounts on. So let's go in and have a closer look at it. Now starting with the sky, this is the result of 2 layers of washes going in. The advantage of 2 layers is you just get more, a lot of it happens just by accident. I mean, you're not even trying to create half of this. I mean, I wasn't aware that was going to happen, or that colour was going to be there, or this there, or that there. 2 layers just helps create more sort of drama and effects that you didn't even think possible. The only thing I was really trying to control was this sort of light source somewhere in the sky that was going to get reflected into the water below, and that comes all the way down. So once the sky was in, it was then a case of getting the card and scraping these rocks. You can see, scraping them in, you sort of automatically get sort of light and shadow, light on the left hand side, see, as if it's the lights here is catching the rock and you've got the other side in shadow. All the way, because I did it right-handed, because the light was over there, I did it right-handed. That's right, because the light's on the right hand side this way, I've had to do it left-handed to try and get that, like you can see here, like getting the right on the right hand side of it and the shadow on the left. So depending on where the light source is will determine whether I've got to do it with my left hand or my right hand. So once the sky's in and the sort of general background colour, then it's just a case of getting layers in. The more layers, the more depth, the more interesting your painting will look. So here's the most distant mountain put in, and then this one was put in, it's supposed to be a little bit closer. So you've sort of got 1 layer, then 2, then 3, and then 4 as you come right into the foreground. And as with any scene, you need a focal point. So for me, it was the little fisherman there, just stood right on the shore, trying to catch his tea. So I hope I've showed you how you can create some drama in your watercolours. As always, thanks for watching. If you're new, please subscribe. I've got new videos coming out every weekday. Keep practicing. Don't be afraid to paint along. Any questions, please ask. And I'll see you again tomorrow.